From Studio K at Foxboro Cable Access.
Saffron is essentially the stamen of a rose.
Feeling creative?
Sage has a great flavor.
Is your palate needing a new challenge? Well, let's cook with Mike Damasio.
Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Cook with Mike. I'm your chef host, Mike Damasio, and I'm ready for another episode. We're here again in beautiful Studio K in downtown Foxboro. So today we have I'm going to be creating something a little different for you. It's going to sound typical, but I got a little twist for you because I'm always going to be putting a vegetarian or vegan twist to everything I cook here, as I've done in the past. What we're going to be doing is making some barbecue chicken tacos, but we're also going to be making a barbecue artichoke taco. Now I know that's going to sound very strange, but when you see the consistency and the way the artichoke cooks, it's going to look like a pulled pork sandwich, basically. And once you smother it in the barbecue sauce and with the coleslaw we're going to make, you'll see it's just going to be just as delicious as if you're eating a real meat protein. So let's go over what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be making rice with black beans to start. We're going to be making a jalapeno coleslaw. And then we're going to be making I got the artichoke bottoms for the artichokes. They're just less stringy, easier to eat than if you buy the quartered. All right. We're going to have some onions and peppers for the chicken and the artichokes, but as well, it's also going to be our vegetable on the side. And we're going to make some quick little easy pico de gallo to top the whole dish. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's cook. All right. So first we're going to get going with our rice. It's going to be a very simple white rice. Always have to glove up. Don't have to mask up here in Studio K, because we are keeping a safe distance from everybody in the room. Keeping our droplets to a minimum, except for what splatters out of my pan. Those droplets, can't help those. All right, so we're getting the pan hot. Just going to make a basic rice. Rice is 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. I'm going a little heavier on the water. I'm probably going to add, this is about 2.25 cups of water, because we're going to be adding the beans, and they're going to absorb some of the water. So I'm just going to add this in here. This is going to boil. Take about 20 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes, and we're just going to keep watching that throughout the course of the show while we prepare everything else. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start with cooking the chicken to get that seared, and we're going to put it off to the side, and we're going to reheat it a little bit later to get it. But I want to get that out of the way because we have other things we need the stovetop for. So with the chicken here, just some salt and pepper, a little bit of oil. I like to season the chicken: salt, pepper, cumin, a little bit of cayenne, a little bit of chili powder. Good stuff. And today, since we are doing a barbecue, I'm going to throw a little bit of barbecue sauce. Stubbs, you can use any barbecue sauce you like. I like Stubbs. I think it has a great flavor. I think it really, brings you to the south, and it's very sticky and sweet, and just the way I like it. I'm just going to massage a little bit here. Always got to touch our pan, make sure it's nice and hot and ready to go. Always change the glove after we make chicken, after we touch it. Get another glove on. So again, here we are. We're going to bring this to a boil, then we'll bring it to a low simmer, and we're going to let that rice cook. Here we're going to just put on our chicken and let that go. While all these are getting going, it's time to make our coleslaw. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut up my coleslaw. We're going to make a little jalapeno coleslaw. So I got some jalapeno, I got my cabbage, I got some cilantro. All right, and it's going to be very basic. That's going to be about it for the cabbage. We're going to use a base of mayonnaise, some rice wine vinegar. You always need some sugar. And here we go. I also have some lemon juice for it. So I like to fine fine shred my cabbage here. I told the guys in the booth I was a roll cutter, so I better roll cut. But I don't want to be making all that choppy chop noise. Again, I always aim for uniformity. I don't like coleslaw with big chunks. I like it nice and shredded, easy to eat. Perfect. So as I'm doing this, you can see the chicken is still going, the rice we're waiting for boil, and the coleslaws are chopping. Cabbage is a great, great meal. I know a lot of people, like I'm not a sauerkraut guy, but I really like cabbage in pretty much any other form. I love it in soups, love coleslaw. I love to put coleslaw on burgers. I'd rather have that than lettuce and tomato, just a little better for you. Here we have a beautiful, huge jalapeno. Just going to take out the seeds in the middle. This we're just going to make into a very fine dice, so I'm cutting this nice and close with little julienne, and then we're going to make a really small brunoise. Cut that small dice. You don't want too many big bites of jalapeno in your coleslaw, and you also don't want to put an over proportion to the cabbage in there. All right, so what I have there, I'm not going to use it all. Well, 2/3 of it. That should be good. Put the rest to the side. And if you have a compost, it's always great to put your ends of your peppers, any of this mess, into a compost bin. All right, we're going to make a little dressing here for our coleslaw. It's just going to take a scoop of mayonnaise, about a tablespoon. For about this much of coleslaw, that's about all you'll need. Now my Magic Eye measuring cup, about another tablespoon or so. A little bit of salt. I'm sorry, this is sugar, not salt. That'd be awful. And let's whip it together. This is going to make your slaw dressing for our mixture. And at this point you can see if it's too thin, too thick, too thin, you can add some more mayonnaise. Too thick, you can add a little more vinegar. This looks like a very nice consistency. I'm going to throw a little bit of pepper in here. I'm not going to use the salt because the mayonnaise and the rice vinegar, that's going to take care of the salt. If you've been watching my show, you'll know that I don't use a lot of salt in my cooking. I like, there's a lot of natural salt in foods that I think is plenty. I like pepper instead. So, coleslaw, just about done, just in minutes. Let's make it a little prettier since I have some extra vegetables here. This is what we call going off the script here. I like my foods to pop. I like the colors. I like making things very interesting. I have trouble with colors, actually. So for me to say I like to see colors, my friends are laughing. And my tens of fans. All right. That makes a big difference. Beautiful. Right, good consistency with the cabbage. Cabbage is still the dominant vegetable here, as it should be. And we're going to add the dressing. Very easy. I know I'm using my hands, but God gave you these to do everything with, and the best mixing device you can have. That looks great. That's going to be great. That's going to go. We're not using this as a side today. This is going right into our taco at the end of the meal. All right. The dirty dishes are piling up, Deb. All right. Let's get a new glove here. So the rice, I'm going to turn that down as we got a good little boil here. What I'm going to add to the rice here is I'm going to put some vegetable base in there. Just gives it a little bit of flavor than the regular old, bland rice. It's a great product, Miners. It's gluten-free. Putting about a teaspoon in, should be plenty. Has a lot of flavor. Delicious. As we get near the end, when the rice starts to absorb all the water, that's when we're going to throw in our black beans. And now the rice in this dish as well could also go in the taco, or it could be used as a side. Looks like I turned it down too much. All right, let's flip the chicken. I'm going to use a fork so I don't ruin my tongs, which I'll be using quite a bit today. Oh yeah. Now those aren't burn marks. I mean, they are burn marks, but what that's caused is by the barbecue sauce. The sugar's in the barbecue sauce, so it's not ruined. It's actually delicious. Here we're getting in the inside, we're getting the grill-like look, taste, texture, smell right here in our little Studio K. All right. Now we're going to prep our side veg, which is going to be happening. So something simple, right? With tacos, people like onions and peppers on their tacos. So we're just going to do a nice little simple saute of onions and peppers for our side veg. Chicken's looking great. I'm going to be pulling that off in probably just a minute. Rice is starting to simmer. Some more things for our compost bin. I usually take the first 2 layers. This one, last layer of the onion, just, it gets stringy, stretchy. Not nice to eat. So we're going to do these in strips so we can add them to our taco later. And I'm using a soft shell taco today. You see our nice flour tortillas there. So the how to cut a pepper conundrum, right? People have different ways. Some take off the top, some cut down the middle. I'd go either way, right? So what I'm going to be looking for strips. So I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. I'm going to cut off the top, right? Once you cut off the top, take out the seeds on the inside. All right. And because I left top as is, I can get some strips out of this. So we're utilizing as much as the product as possible. Again, we don't want to waste anything. These are delicious, delicious vegetables. As we're coming out up in the northern region here, we're coming out of the fresh vegetable time, seeing that there's snow on the ground today. So it's time to get our vegetables from the south, which aren't as good as the local vegetables, of course. I'm just going to throw a little bit of butter in here. Makes it delicious. Get a little stir going on. Looking good. Starting to absorb all of the water. Add a few seasonings here. Our chicken is smelling great. Guys in the booth, you're missing this smell. Delicious. All right. So I am going to just cast these aside for a minute. Once that chicken comes off, I'm going to repurpose this grill here so I can cook our vegetables. All right. I'm going to start making our Pico here. This is always the tough part. Got to make sure your knife is nice and sharp for these tomatoes. See how I did? Oh yeah, I sharpened the knife this morning. Again, I like to go for uniformity, not just mucking things up and making it all mushy. Keep it nice and clean. It really makes a difference for the end product. And it's not taking any extra time, it's just taking time. Get this delicious Pico. Again, it's just really simple. This is going to be a really simple Pico. Something you can whip up in no time. Hope you notice everything here. Anything I do here in Studio K, we're in real time. There's not too many cuts. Not too many missed moments. You guys are seeing it all from beginning to end. So if this show is 25 minutes, it took me 25 minutes to make this meal. You can do it at home. You don't need much time and you get a great product. So here we have some tomato, delicious fresh cilantro. I don't think I'll be using all this cilantro, but I'm going to chop away anyhow. I like it a little rough chop. A lot of people like to get this fine, fine, fine. I like the cilantro. It is part of the dish. It's not just an additive. Cilantro is not like a seasoning to, according to me, it's not just a seasoning to pico de gallo. It is definitely part of the part of the meal. So you want to make sure you're getting a piece of it when you're eating it. That's delicious. Look at that, utilizing our leftover crushed jalapenos in there. Great stuff. A little bit of lemon juice, lime juice, whatever you want to use. Delicious. Salt and pepper, a little bit. Boop. A little bit of salt, a little bit extra pepper. No sneezing today. Oh, that's going to be great in our taco a little later. All right, I'm going to pull off this chicken now. I'm pretty sure we are where we need to be with the chicken as far as temperature-wise. Looks deliciously cooked. I'm going to lay out a towel here so we don't burn the counter on Studio K. Pull that off. Put that over there. Delicious. Now we're going to come back to here. All right. Next move is our, I'm going to wait for the beans in our rice. Here we go. Water's almost evaporated. The beans are canned beans, so they're already cooked, ready to go. They just need to be heated up. The rice is just about done. You know, because I have some extra vegetables, I'm going to use this right here. Try to utilize it all. My favorite part of cooking is winging it, just so everybody knows. Get in the kitchen, open up the cabinets, open up the refrigerator, leftovers, canned goods that you got hiding in the back, and boom, look at that pop. We all eat with our eyes. So the better looking it is, right? That's why kids won't eat black bean soup. It's delicious, but boy, it doesn't look good. But that looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to keep that on very low. That's all set. Okay, we're going to saute up our onions and peppers, because the fun part is going to be the artichoke hearts. That's going to blow everybody away. You're going to say, what? Now, I'm sure everybody has probably that can of artichoke hearts that you bought, 4 years ago. You were going to make a dip out of it. Never happened. So what do we do with that can of artichoke hearts? You know what you do? You fool your family. You tell them it's pulled pork, and they won't know the difference, mainly because it's smothered in barbecue sauce, and the texture is going to be nearly identical. So again, I have my artichoke bottoms. Okay, here they are, very simple. I'm going to rough chop these, and you'll see as they cook down, they're going to cook into, they're going to flake a little bit more. But we are going to make this, everybody in the studios, in the booth, you guys are probably like, what is this guy? He lost his mind. Cooking artichoke hearts in a taco. I'm going to make some room because I got to move my rice over. So I'm going to share that. Let's check the rice out. See how we did. Looks good. It's all moving, nothing stuck. That's always a good sign. Let's clean up for Deb. Oh yeah. Good to go. Okay. Delicious. Okay. I'm going to get this going now. Barbecue artichoke hearts. Just a little oil. Just like the chicken. I'm going to saute it just the same. Just going to give it another little rough chop here. Now there's some other alternatives to the artichoke heart, and I'm going to let you in on a secret. My first plan was not to use an artichoke heart bottoms. My first plan was jackfruit. I don't know if anybody's been reading about jackfruit, But boy, is it a great substitute for meat proteins. It's a great thing that vegans are starting to use these days as a protein, as a filler for items like this. They substitute it for pulled pork. They substitute it for pulled chicken. It takes on the flavor of whatever, whatever sauces and things you use. So it's not, so you don't. It doesn't have its own individual flavor. If you Google one, they look kind of funky, for sure. You'll be amazed that you're able to eat it the way we eat it. But I think in the end, if you're trying to live a vegan or vegetarian diet, and you like tacos and you haven't had a good taco, you can use that jackfruit, and I really think you'll love it. I'm going to add a little bit of onions to my avocado mixture here, just a small dice. I'm going to throw some barbecue sauce on that in a minute. Time flies when you're having fun out here in Studio K. There you go. It's been a while since I worked with these induction cookers. You forget, can't take it off the cooker or the cooking stops. Do a little pepper. Now our artichoke. So I have a lot of tortilla shells here that we're going to use. So I'm going to show you a few different variations on it of how you can make it with the rice, without the rice, with the onions and peppers, without the onions and peppers. I'm going to use some of this delicious balsamic for my onions and peppers. Whoa, eruption. I am now tie-dye with balsamic. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get some plates here because, believe it or not, we're ready to go already. Delicious. Okay, so I have some of Foxboro's finest china here. Okay, I have these flour tortillas. We're going to make a few different varieties of them here. I'm going to put everything on pause. I think we're in great shape. Okay, so these two here we'll make with rice on the side. Here we go. A little bit of this. Get my serving spoon. This is going to be rice on the side. Rice on the side. Then we're going to take a artichoke heart taco, barbecue meat, a little bit of this. Ooh, timber. A little bit of our coleslaw. Onions and peppers. I'm going to do the same with our chicken here. Okay. Oh, this chicken came out great. Wow. Stubbs. He's great. Good stuff. Put some of that. Put some of our coleslaw. Some of our onions and peppers. Here's one way of serving it. Boom. Oops. Let's make it a little prettier. Service style number 2. Yeah, let's keep this out here so maybe the camera can grab that shot. Oh, I haven't topped it yet. Oh boy. I haven't even finished. We got to get to the avocado and the sour cream. Delicious. So avocado, a lot of people take their time and make guacamole. I'm a purist. Straight up avocado, delicious way to go. Again, another great food for vegans and vegetarians. Very easy to scoop out. Whoop, one fell swoop. Boom, out. Save your skins. Great for composting. Watch this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I should bring this one back in the shot since I'm working on it. Feels good. Oh, yeah. Paul, stay back there. We're not ready yet. No eating yet. Here we go. Hey, number 2. I'm going to put the rice right in these tacos this time. Rice right in. This time I'm going to put the proteins on the top. Got some cauliflower, the coleslaw. I'm going to do one with the artichoke hearts. One with our chicken. This time the onions and peppers are going to go on the side. As like a side veg. Then all the fun stuff. Pico. Simple pico. Again, you can add red onion in there. There's just so much you can do with the pico. Oh, let me get some guacamole. Some avocado instead of guacamole. Just beautifully fresh. Dollop of sour cream. I made a mess today. It's a good mess, but it's a mess. Clear out some of this stuff. Break all kinds of rules. Clean up my table for the ultimate presentation. Okay. Boom. Artichoke heart, barbecue artichoke heart, and barbecue chicken. Tacos. Street food becoming very popular around right now that people can't eat inside. These street trucks, the food trucks have become very popular. This is one of the more popular meals in the street food is the taco. Uh-oh, somebody's creeping around my studio. Put some rice on the side. You know, if we had those taco holders, it'd be a lot nicer, but here we go. We have our 2 meals. Again, another 25, 30-minute meal. Enough for 4 people, maybe 6 or 8. Enough to feed everybody here in the studio. Deb wants me to put on this hat and see if it fits. Oh, it does fit. This will be my new chef hat going forward. So, everybody, I know the guys in the booth are ready to come out and eat. It's almost lunchtime. So here we go. Artichoke bottoms, barbecue sauce, rice, coleslaw, pico, avocados. Delicious. A little sloppy. Not my prettiest work, but it's all about how it tastes. We'll see you next time with Let's Cook with Mike. Thanks for coming in the kitchen.